Hello, OMG, and welcome back to my channel, where today we have another look with a mask. So I wanted to create a soft glam look that stands out up against when you're wearing a mask. So if you want to see how to get this really pretty soft glam look, then go ahead and keep on watching. So this is the mask we're going to be wearing with our soft glam look, and as you can see, it's a very gold, sparkly mask with rose gold reflex, and I won this mask in a giveaway from by Travi. Her other Instagram handle is Mouse Trends, and it's really pretty. It's just a little bit loose, so I do need to figure out how to tighten the straps, but other than that, it is a really pretty mask, and I'm super grateful and thankful that I won this mask because it is just so pretty. And I wore like a sparkly kind of beige top, if you can see, to kind of match. But let's go ahead and get into this eye look. So if you haven't already seen, I've already created a couple of different looks with wearing a mask, and so we really don't do anything to our lower portion of our face because, as you guys saw with the mask on, you don't really get to see any of your lower face. So we're just gonna work from here up and create a soft glam look. So first we're gonna start off with eyebrows, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in the color dark brown. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my eyebrows, and then we will sculpt them out. So the reason why I chose to go with the Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil for the eyebrows today is because we're doing a soft glam look. Now, when you're using an eyebrow pencil, you get more of a natural eyebrow hair look. Like, I know they look a little crazy because I have to sculpt them out, but they look a little bit more realistic than using a dip brow. When you use a dip brow, you get more of a full brow that looks very pigmented. You really don't see the strokes of the hair, so that's why I decided to go with the pencil. So now it's time to carve out the eyebrows, and we're going to be using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealers to do that. I'm going to be using the lighter one to carve out the inside of my eyebrows towards my eyelids, and then this one for the outside of my eyebrows towards my forehead. And we're just gonna go ahead and use an angled brush and go ahead and carve them out, and then we'll get into the eyeshadow look. So now that the eyebrows are carved out, we're gonna go ahead and apply our eyeshadow base. We're going to be using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the color 2.0. This one is really pretty. I love to use it when I do makeup with a mask looks, and the reason why is because it is such a good base. Like, it really is. Sorry, I'm just looking for like a flat brush to put it on with. We're just gonna go ahead and use this flat brush. It's an old one from Sephora. You're gonna apply a generous amount, not a generous, but like a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. But this is perfect when you're doing an eyeshadow look because it's seriously such a good base. Like, I would recommend this as a base over concealer any day when you're doing a look where you specifically want your eyeshadow to stand out. If you're doing a look where you want more of your face makeup to stand out, then I would recommend, just using a regular concealer. But when we're doing makeup with a mask type of look, we want to use something that's gonna really hold our eyeshadow together and really make it pop. And I've noticed that the P. Louise eyeshadow base does just that. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the eyeshadow look, and we're going to be using this Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. It is such pretty packaging. It's like lace. It feels like a glass. It's kind of like a 3D where it just protrudes out. I got this in the Premium BoxyCharm for the month of May, and it's just super pretty. And it smells like coconut. This is seriously such a perfect palette for any type of nude, soft glam, neutral look, because you get your whites, you get your pinks, you get your browns, and you get your darker browns, and a little bit of a taupey color. So I think that for this look, we're going to do, more on the brown side. So first, I just want to go ahead and take this color Heaven right here, which is just like a plain white. Use a fluffy brush, and I just want to apply this all over my lids just to kind of set that P. Louise eyeshadow base. And then that way we get more of a white effect on the eyelids. I'm gonna bring it under just to scoop. Now, if you're like me and you have veins right here and you get a little bit like bluish purple, you wanna add a little bit of your P. Louise eyeshadow base to that area. I hate when the brush hairs get stuck in your face. And then that way, because we're not doing face makeup to necessarily cover that up, you definitely want to apply some of the leftover P. Louise eyeshadow base into that area so that it kind of acts like a concealer and helps to cover it up. And I'm going to bring this all the way to my brow because I want to just completely cover all this eyeshadow base. Just kind of like set it and then bring bring it under to kind of set all of that P. Louise eyeshadow base that we added to the underneath of our eyes. Now I'm going to go in with a more precise brush, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with the color Au Natural. It's kind of like the same color as a light bronzer. So if you don't have something similar to this palette, you can go ahead and use one of your bronzers to use in your crease for your transition. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take more of a tapered, mini tapered Lexi brush to go ahead and apply the product. I'm just gonna go ahead and strategically apply it in my crease and then bring it forward and then just bring it out. And we're just gonna go ahead and apply the same exact strategy to the other eye with the same color in Au Natural. I think I'm saying it correctly. Hopefully I am. So then the next color that I want to go into is the color Less is More. It's more of like a taupey color, and we're just gonna go ahead and take this and apply it towards the outer portion of our eyeshadow. And we're gonna really try to get into the crease right here. And then we're just gonna go ahead and slowly drag it in to kind of give it like that multicolor look where it looks like it gets darker and then lighter. And we'll bring it up and see how you get a little bit more of that darker definition in the transition. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the same to the right eye. See how that looks like a pretty, just like transition from darker to lighter, but still keeping it on the more natural nude side. So then now I'm gonna go back in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base, and we're gonna cut the crease just a little bit. So I think I put too much. Let's go ahead and take some off, and we'll save that for the other eye. So I'm just gonna apply this, and I'm just gonna form it to my eye space right here. And when you're cutting your crease, you want to start off more towards your eyelashes and then bring it up so that you can build it up. If you start off higher, it's harder to clean up a mistake that you made. So you want to start off here and then just go a little bit higher. Now, I can go all the way up here and cut my crease, but I don't think I'm going to go that high. I think I'm just going to keep it right here and just cut it like halfway. So see how it's not all the way cut, it's just a little bit cut. So we're gonna do the exact same method to the right side of my eye. Now that we are done cutting the crease, you can see I gave myself kind of like a shorter crease, and that's the beauty of makeup, is you can literally cut your crease to like your entire eye. You can go up higher than normal, or you can go lower than normal. So I went a little bit lower than normal. And so what I want to do is I want to take this color Lace Teddy right here, and I want to apply it into where I cut because I want a little bit of like a pinky nude look. I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush that I used to originally apply the P. Louise eyeshadow base. I'm just going to scoop this color and then apply. This just helps it stick a little bit better. I've noticed when I use the same brush that I used to originally apply the P. Louise eyeshadow base, it has a little bit of the product still left over on it, so it does really help make the shadow stick when you use the same brush. The other brush that I used to kind of get a little bit more closer to my lid, the smaller brush, would be a little bit more difficult to apply with eyeshadow. This one is a lot easier, so this is why I'm using this one that still has the product left over on it to apply this really pretty pink on top. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. And just really pat it in Now the eyeshadows in this specific eyeshadow palette are a little bit powdery, so you do have to build them up. It's not like you dip in once and you're good. You do see me having to like put my brush down. That's me dipping into the color. And then now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it so it doesn't look like too harsh. The whole point of me cutting the crease was to get the pink eyeshadow to stand out, because if I layered it on top of the other shadows, it wouldn't have stood out in the way that I wanted it to. And so now we're just gonna go ahead and clean up right here if I feel like any of that pink just got too much in the way of the brown, because I still want the brown to be there. Go ahead and flick up to kind of give me a little bit of a cat eye effect. Now, since we're doing a not so glittery eye down below right here, I definitely want my brow bone to pop. So now I'm gonna take that same brush I used to strategically cut my crease with the P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm going to use this Babe in Paradise Bretman X, I can barely talk, I don't know why, Bretman X Morphe highlighter palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the color Vacation to go ahead and apply it towards the underneath of my brow bone, just to give it a little pop of shine, because we're looking a little matte on the eyes. I only like to do a sparkly under brow bone when I'm doing more matte eyeshadows in for my looks. I feel like when you do glitter on glitter with a glitter under brow bone, it's just too much. And so then I usually take my brush and just blend in the brow bone, that way it doesn't look too harsh. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. We're gonna be using the Tracy Good Vibes mascara. As you guys know, this is my absolute favorite mascara. I'm kind of running out of it, so I definitely need another one. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. I swear like 70% of the products that I use in my normal makeup routine are from BoxyCharm, because they do send really good products in my opinion. I know like the comments, have you guys ever seen the comment section of BoxyCharm? Like, oh my God, people be going in. But you know, I'm more of a like chill, relaxed person. Like if they send me a product like I don't like, I really don't complain, because I'm more like, you know, I signed up for a subscription and I get it. Like they're not gonna be able to, you know, send me maybe like the best box every single month that, you know, I would ideally want. Like I upgraded to the premium box, and I only did because I had wanted all the Fenty by Rihanna stuff, and I got none of that. I got a bunch of skincare, but honestly, skincare is so expensive that I was pretty pleased with the box that I got after, you know, I really looked at the products that I had received. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't have BoxyCharm and you guys can afford it and you have the means to set aside those 20 to like, I think 40 bucks a month, to me it's worth it, because you get so much for only the 20 to 40 bucks a month that you pay. And I love this mascara because I don't really have like long, pretty, real eyelashes, but this just gives me like more of an eyelash look. Like, can you guys see? It actually looks like I have lashes. But yeah, if you guys ever see the comment section on BoxyCharm's Instagram, like it gets wild. Like people just go in. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do our forehead, because we're gonna give our eyes a break. We're gonna let the mascara dry. So we're gonna use the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation concealer, just to apply a little bit towards our forehead, because this is the part that is still exposed when we're wearing a mask. I'm just gonna be taking this Morphe foundation brush and applying like the slightest amount, pretty much like half a pump, because I don't wanna waste any product. And then just apply it on my forehead. Push my headband back. And then we want to take it down the middle, because this part still shows when you wear a mask. And I have like a little bit of discoloration right here, so I always try to cover it. And then I bring a little bit up here, because you do see a little bit of like your high cheekbone area, and definitely you see your temples. So, and I also use the foundation on the brush to kind of clean up the eyeshadow. So I just like to set this in. Just really get in there. And then that's it for foundation. So the next I want to set a little bit of foundation that I did use. So I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Finish Pressed Powder. It's a really good powder, you guys. If they still have it, I recommend you guys getting it. It's really, really good. It helps set your stuff. It keeps you matte. I love it. Right now I'm going through an oily spell, so this actually really does help set my foundations that I use. So now we gotta do our brows, and I'm gonna be using the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in the color Clear to set them. This is a super affordable brow setter. I think it's only $4.99. And before the pandemic started, when Ulta was open, I stocked up on these because I noticed that the clear color sells right away. So I am in need right now of some. So I think that Ulta is going to be opening up soon in the county that I live in, so I gotta pick some up. Okay, so now it's time to apply some eyelashes. We're gonna use the Beauty Creations 3D Silk lashes that are in the style Go Off. It's a really pretty lash that's perfect for a natural soft glam look. So I'm just gonna apply some glue to these and then plop them on, and then we will finish up the bottom of the eyes. Okay, so the lashes are on, and I also applied this pencil to my waterline inside my eyes, because when you're not wearing any eyeliner or anything with eyelashes, you definitely want to make sure that your waterline marries your lashes so that everything looks seamless. So then now we're gonna move to the bottom portion of the eyes, and we're gonna go back in with the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette, and we're gonna go back into the color Out New Natural, and we're gonna use more of a smaller brush to really get into the bottom portion of our eyes. This is a Luxie Mini Flat Angled brush, and we're just gonna lightly tap into Out New Natural, and we're gonna go ahead and start off more towards the outer portion of our eye, because you don't wanna start off towards the middle or towards the front of your eye, because if you do apply too much, it's really hard to just fix it and try to blend it all back out. But I'm gonna have this meet the top of the shadow at an angle. That way I get more of like a lifted, almost like a cat eye look. And then we're just gonna go ahead and bring this towards the center and then just lightly put it on there. And we're gonna do the same to the other eye. Same thing again. You can build it up to however smoky or as dark as you want. I kind of want the eyelashes to stand out up against the pink shadow, so I think I'm going to really go in with the bottom eyes. So I want to apply a little bit of highlighter towards the inner corner of my eye because I feel like it's looking a little dry. So I'm just going to take the same color that I used on my brow bone and just apply a little bit right here, just for a little pop of color. A little pop of shine, actually. And so the final part of this look is the bottom mascara. We're going to be using the Haken Henry Clout Mascara, and we're going to be using the thinner side to apply the mascara. I also got this in a BoxyCharm, and it is just such a good mascara. So the last part of this soft glam is we're gonna take this just kind of like a gray colored MAC pencil. It's in the color Gray Tide. And we're just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit towards the waterline just in case there's any mascara that got on my waterline. This helps just give it more of like a nude, natural look, and it helps get rid of any mascara that may have clumped on the waterline. I just like to use it and it kind of just pushes it away. So this is the final look, and the only thing that I forgot to mention was bronzer. I did add a little bit of bronzer to my forehead to kind of warm it up, just to pull the whole look all together. But this is the eye look, and just because you wear a mask doesn't mean you can't pull off a soft glam look. You guys can recreate this look with all the tools that you guys have in your makeup kit. So I really hope that you guys like this soft glam look with a sparkly mask. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, click that bell to get notified of every time I upload a video. Make sure you do your part, stay home, wear a mask, follow CDC guidelines, and also make sure you spread peace, love, and happiness. I will see you all in my next video.